From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSB TV and the Standard Speaker.
We love summer!
Love it or not, summer has arrived and the season did not come quietly. Soaring temps make this first day of summer a scorcher. How are you beating the heat? Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Hazy, hot and humid. The heat is on. Temperatures reached the mid-90s this afternoon and those who enjoy the heat flocked outdoors. News 13 stopping by Whispering Willows Park in Cunningham earlier today where people of all ages were taking advantage of the weather on this first day of summer. About 80 kids were hanging out enjoying the sunshine at the Cunningham Park program. But adults were also taking their activities outside. We caught up with everyone to see how they were spending their day to day and what they thought or what they think of summer.
I usually take the opportunity to read, which I like to do a lot during the summer, especially on a nice summer day. I'm outside instead of inside.
Oh, we're just enjoying it here at the park. We came down to check out the park program. We heard the police were going to be here, so we wanted to see how it was going.
Well, we're down here trying to make the field look great for the 9-10 district tournament.
It's a great place for us to play games and make crafts and just have a good time.
It's supposed to be like in the upper 90s and it's extremely humid, so I'm sure like the whole pool is going to be covered.
The next couple of days are going to be scorchers.
Oh, it's very, very nice. It's very enjoyable. It's very relaxing for us. A big difference from our days at work.
But today's perfect. It's just the right type of temperature, no, very little breeze, so it's a nice day to be outside.
I just love heat. Like, I hate being cold. I love being around people, being able to go outside. Like, the sun is just my favorite.
Now, although the high temps can be enjoyable, the combination of heat and humidity mean you should take extra precaution when spending time outside. Make sure to wear lightweight and loose-fitting clothing and drink a lot of water. It's also important to know the signs of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. In addition, the National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory in effect through 8 tonight, and it's probably safe to say there will be an advisory in effect on Thursday as well. With temperatures soaring outside, what is your home feeling like inside? If it's hot, make sure to stay in shaded or air-conditioned environments. News 13 stopping by Grand Central in Hazleton, where about 300 air conditioners are currently in stock and ready to help you take on the heat. We spoke with the general manager who says keeping cool when temperatures reach record highs will keep you comfortable.
I mean, air conditioning with the home, especially with dogs, children, things like that, they sleep better. Everybody loves, if they're too hot when you sleep, you can't sleep, you're tossing and turning. So it's always great to have an air conditioner for when you're sleeping. Also with elderly people to help keep their temperature down, everything like that, just more comfortable. But it is the start of the heat wave, first day of summer, first day of 90 degrees. So we're doing good already.
And it's important to remember keeping cool isn't just about feeling comfortable. Dangerously high temperatures can result in heat-related illnesses, as we said, from heat cramps to heat stroke. If you do not have an air conditioner, there are other ways to keep yourself cool, like closing your blinds during the day, opening your windows at night, and of course, there's always a fan. And those are definitely some helpful tips to take advantage of today. Check out the temperatures in downtown Hazleton. Earlier today, 95, even 96 degrees. All I have to say is wow. Let's take a look at your forecast over the next 24 hours to see if this heat wave plans on sticking around. 66 will be our low tonight, so a mild evening ahead, mostly clear skies. Turn that air off for a little bit, open up the windows, get some fresh air because tomorrow you're going to want to close the windows and turn the air back on. We're looking at a high up to about 89 degrees, over the 90-degree mark in many parts of our viewing area. Just Windows and much, much more bringing you the forecast. 636-1133 is the number to call. You could just stop by First Street in Freeland or visit online justwindowsandmore.com to get more information about Just Windows. Last week, News 13 told you about the deplorable condition of the Cunningham Borough Authority building. And today we have learned changes are already being made to ensure the safety of the workers inside. Council has voted to move the employees from the Butler Avenue office to a safer environment. It's a move many are happy to see finally happen. We spoke with Council President Ray Montoni.
We voted to bring the Cunningham Borough Authority from their present offices to the Cunningham Borough Municipal Building for at least a 6 to 12 month temporary stay. And, you know, we are going to be, the Borough Authority is going to be pursuing grants to fix up the attic building so we can have a permanent home for them down here at our municipal campus.
Employees already began that move earlier today, and the move comes after the shocking discovery of the condition of the Butler Avenue building inside the rear of the building that is responsible for the community's water. Dirt, dust, feces, cobwebs, and rodents were all found. The front office was not handicapped accessible or fire safe, all making today's move extremely necessary. In these tough economic times with high gas prices, everyone is looking for a way to save money. So why not dump the pump for a day, park your vehicle, and try out a different way to get around? Tomorrow's National Dump the Pump Day, encouraging people to ride public transportation instead of driving, and at the same time save money. Hazleton Public Transit has a seat waiting for you tomorrow, and they really hope that you'll take a ride on one of the buses. And the best part, all the rides are free, but only on Thursday. Riding public transit is an economical way to save money, particularly when gas prices are high. Riding a public bus is also friendly to the environment, cutting down on the amount of personal vehicles that are on the roads. Stay with us here on News 13. We will stop by a lunch that was dedicated to local business leaders in Greater Hazleton who helped to mold local students into great employees. And later, putting on the brakes in Butler. Find out how township officials have made one dangerous intersection much safer for motorists.
SSP TV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
We've been telling you, Russ Kanzler's been playing a lot better baseball, heating up, and we said that average going to creep up into the 280, 290 range before it's over. Well, it's well on its way. He had himself another great game last night, and he's having another one this afternoon. But how about this came out today? Kanzler named the International League Player of the Week for the past week. That's on the offensive side. They always anoint one individual as the Player of the Week, basically an offensive player, and then a Pitcher of the Week. So Kanzler gets that nod. You take a look. He had himself a fine week. It included 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in, and close to a 400 batting average. And that looks more like the International League reigning most valuable player. Also looks like a guy that deserves another call-up. Anybody in Cleveland listening? Anyhow, last night Kanzler had another home run, knocked in 3 runs, and Columbus clobbered Charlotte. Now, we take a look at what's going on today. Well, they played a matinee game that's still a matinee. This one looks like it's headed to extra innings, all knotted up as they play the bottom of the 9th down in North Carolina. And can you imagine how nice and warm it must be down there? Kanzler, 2 hits and a run knocked in, and that game does go extra innings. You're going to get another at bat, so we'll keep an eye on it and let you know. Meanwhile, Kyle Landis, he didn't play last night. His Akron team doubled up on Binghamton, and speaking of doubling up, that's what happened to the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre Yankees. Louisville Bats, thank you, took care of business. And Toledo, 5-3 win over the Iron Pigs out in the corner of northwestern Ohio. There's your schedule today. We've got a 6 o'clock and 7, make that a 6 o'clock game with Kyle Landis's club. And then speaking of Toledo, that game's going to start at 7 o'clock. And as we said, the Russ Kanzler teams, the Columbus Clippers, that game going on now. And we got another final for you. Scranton-Wilkes-Barre loses 2 in a row to Louisville in an afternoon game. The Bats beat them 5-3. Speaking of afternoon games, it's still going on in the Bronx. The Braves jumped out to a 5-1 lead in this one, but the Yanks have come back. It's 6-5. Atlanta's still leading by a run. They're playing the 9th inning in the Bronx right now. Phillies play tonight. Colorado in town. Tampa Bay is down in the nation's capital. The Pirates hosting the Twins, and the Orioles and Mets, they're out at Citi Field. Rare, New York, both home doubleheader. Hey, by now you know about Stripes and Strikes. They sponsor us, and I'll tell you, you got to go down and check it out. Look for the big green awning across from Genetti's Best Western on 309. That's where you'll find them, and they've got it all, from equipment for baseball and softball. They've also got custom screen printing and embroidering. Got plenty of free parking, too. So check them out. Stripes and Strikes, make the right call.
All right, folks, on this very hot Wednesday, if you played the lottery, I hope these are some hot numbers for you. Daily number 465, your big 4, 6507, Quinto 01924, and Treasure Hunt 7, 8, 24, 25, 27. Again, good luck.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, Power, in cooperation with Chamber's Downtown Business Committee, will be holding a downtown cleanup Saturday, June 23rd at 8 a.m. The groups will meet in front of the Chamber, and gloves and cleaning supplies will be provided. After the cleanup, all are invited to Prestigios for food and beverages. And one more announcement, St. Patrick's Church in Whitehaven will be holding their annual festival July 6th, 7th, and 8th. The event will feature ethnic food, raffles, auctions, and plenty of live entertainment. Come join the fun in Whitehaven as tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Kathleen Robertson of Hazelton. Mass will be held Thursday at 10 a.m. at the Annunciation Parish at St. Gabriel's Church. Friends may call at the church from 8:30 to 10 a.m. Arrangements are under the direction of the Joseph P. Conahan Funeral Home. William J. Joyce of Weatherly. Mass will be held Saturday at 10 a.m. in Our Lady of Lourdes Church. Arrangements are under the direction of the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home. James Breslin of Hazelton. Services will be private and held at the convenience of the family. The Joseph P. Conahan Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Bertha A. Kijak. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. from the McNulty Funeral Home. And Anne McMonigal of Middletown. Funeral services will be held Friday at 9:30 a.m. from McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazelton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And also by Mia's. Don't settle for second best when dining out. Discover Mia's all-new low-priced dinner menu. And remember, there's always plenty of free gated parking behind the Markle Building.
Well, it was time for the Keystone Job Corps to say thank you to Greater Hazelton business and industry leaders for support and dedication to keeping the program successful and for helping to educate the students with more hands-on training. Today's luncheon, catered by the Job Corps students, was for the Center's Industry Council. The business and industrial leaders who make up the council team up with Job Corps leaders and instructors a few times a year to make sure training being provided to the students is proper and up to date. And thanks to the great relationship Keystone has with the local business community, some students are even given the opportunity to head out into the workforce for hands-on training.
Some positive result is that the Industry Council has actually welcomed our students into their businesses and provided like a work-based learning experience or an internship to allow the students to put their skills that they learned here into practice and continue to learn as they put them in place out into the field.
Community Supporter of the Year Award was also handed out this afternoon. Monica Tokach of the Career Link was the recipient and earned the recognition for her support of the center's programs and her work with the students. Well, the legislature's leading advocate of privatizing liquor and wine sales in Pennsylvania, Mike Turzay, gave up the fight Tuesday until lawmakers reconvene after their summer break. The lead advocate acknowledges a lack in majority support in the House and does not want the issue to be a distraction from the passage of a state budget and other big issues. Turzay's proposal amendment sells off the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board's retail stores, wholesale and distribution operations, and redefines the state's Liquor Control Board as the licensor and regulator of private retailers and distributors. Turzay insists that privatization can deliver the convenience, wide selection, and competitive prices that consumers want. Corbett, our governor, on Tuesday, pledged to work with Turzay over the summer in hopes of hammering out a compromise bill no later than November 30th. A very special little girl named Julianne Tompkins turns 3 years old, tomorrow. Tootie, as she is best known, faces an illness called Cockayne syndrome, a rare genetic disorder. She will now deal with this for the rest of her life. In her honor, the American Red Cross is holding a blood drive on Tootie's birthday. You're encouraged to donate blood tomorrow, June 21st, at the Laurel Mall from 2 to 6:30. To read more about Julianne and Cockayne syndrome, visit www.cockaynesyndrome.net/main/Julianne.aspx. All right, News 13 will be right back. Stay with us for more news, sports, your hot forecast, and much more live at 4:30. Safety in the signs. Officials in one part of our area hope some new stop signals will put an end to danger at one intersection. It's been the site of many serious accidents, some even fatal. It's where we begin right now.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hey again, everyone. Thanks so much for staying with us this afternoon. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Well, it's a safe move for one dangerous intersection in Butler Township. More residents now living in the valley means more traffic, and that's why 2 additional stop signs have been installed at an already unsafe crossroads. News 13 stopping by the intersection of Butler Drive and Old Turnpike Road in Butler Township, where 2 additional high-definition stop signs were installed this morning. The new signs sit east and westbound along Butler Drive. To catch motorists' attention, the signs have a red blinking light on top, and a 24-inch stop bar is painted across the road. Advanced warning signs also sit along the roadway before each of the new stop signs. The change may take some getting used to for frequent motorists, but it is necessary.
In the past, I've had a lot of people who live around here yelling at us, why don't we have a stop sign up here? And the road foreman just told me, he said a motorist stopped and said, good job, you know, now it's a much safer intersection. So we've had fatal accidents, and as recently as last fall, there was a crash here that a man was severely injured. It put the emphasis on getting this job done.
Expecting that the crashes will go down, the safety of the intersection will rise up, and the protection of our children going to the school and our citizens are going to be elevated.
This is really one of the main thoroughfares through the township, and especially during the school season, that's a very busy intersection. So it's probably a good idea that the stop signs are there.
News 13 also spoke with one resident who has lived on the corner of that intersection for about 40 years now. He says the stop signs are better than nothing, but he would have rathered a stop light. But for now, the addition of stop signs will have to do, and it's now up to motorists to slow down, pay attention, and stop before another life is lost. The teen police say was behind the wheel of a speeding car that crashed and left another teen dead was granted more time today to prepare his defense. 18-year-old Luis Gonzalez was at the Luzerne County Courthouse today, where a hearing was scheduled to take place. Instead, the judge granted a request made by Gonzalez's defense team to have more time to prepare. The judge put today's hearing on hold and gave the defense 60 more days. August 22nd at 9:30 is when the hearing is set for. The judge asks that there be no further delays. Until then, Gonzalez will remain on house arrest and is not permitted to drive a vehicle, but can hold a job. You remember it was a fiery accident that claimed the life of a Whitehaven teen back in October. Gonzalez was behind the wheel of the car and charged as a juvenile with homicide by motor vehicle. It happened October 18th of 2011 along the Club 40 Road in Hazleton, when Gonzalez of Kiefer Avenue in the city lost control of his car. Gonzalez's passenger, Paul Denoya, was trapped in the car and died. We're told Gonzalez tried to rescue his friend from the burning car, and when police arrested Gonzalez, they said he was very cooperative and remorseful about that crash. A Freeland man is now in the county prison for sexually assaulting a woman. This is 42-year-old Aaron Whitner. Freeland police arrested Whitner after a woman reported that he sexually assaulted her against her will. Police tell us it happened inside an apartment in the Freeland Village on May 30th. The victim told officers that Whitner groped her breasts and buttocks and made vulgar comments to her even after she told him she was not going to have sex with him. According to the victim, Whitner also exposed his genitals and continued to touch and perform unwanted sexual acts. Police say while the victim was in the police station reporting the incident, Whitner actually called police to tell them that she would be reporting him to police for sexually assaulting her, but that it never happened and that he wasn't even in the area all day. The victim was examined at the hospital and DNA was collected. When police interviewed Whitner in person, he changed his story multiple times, but did eventually admit to having sexual contact with the victim. Butler Township police say a teen disappeared from Beach Mountain Lakes Tuesday and hasn't been seen or heard from since. The missing juvenile is 16-year-old Kahia Hawley, a white female standing about 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighs about 120 pounds. Hawley was reported missing from her Beach Mountain home Tuesday and we're told may be in the New Jersey area. If you have any information on where this teen may be, dial 911 immediately. A routine traffic stop landed police a wanted man. Sugarloaf officers pulled a car over on Tuesday afternoon. The black Nissan had an expired inspection sticker. The driver was identified as Sean Rossai. Officers quickly learned Rossai had an active warrant from the Luzerne County Sheriff's Office for failing to appear to a hearing for DUI-related charges. Rossai was taken into custody and locked up in the county prison, where he remains tonight. By this time tomorrow, the jury could be well into deliberations as Jerry Sandusky's defense team rested their case this afternoon. And the former Penn State assistant football coach was not called to the stand as was expected. It's been a 7-day trial so far, with 8 men taking the stand to tell of the former Penn State assistant football coach's sexual assaults on them. All of the alleged victims now range in age from 18 to 28 and met Sandusky through the charity he founded, Second Mile. Sandusky denies the claims against him, but could spend the rest of his life behind bars if convicted on all 51 charges against him. According to reports from the courtroom, the accusers described for jurors a range of sexual abuse at his hands, from allegations of grooming and fondling to oral sex and forced anal sex that one young man said left him injured. Sandusky's wife did take the stand and defended her husband. The next step in the trial is closing arguments, set for Thursday morning. Coming up on News 13, if you're a pet owner, you may want to stick around. Getting your dog or cat vaccinated for rabies is a must, and one shelter is offering the shot this weekend. Plus, the heat is on. How are you keeping cool on this hot summer day? That's right, I said summer. We'll fill you in on how some spent the day next. Hazy, hot, and humid. The heat is definitely on. Temperatures reached the mid-90s this afternoon, and those who enjoy the heat, they went outdoors, of course. News 13 stopping by Whispering Willows Park in Cunningham earlier today, where people of all ages were taking advantage of the weather on this first day of summer. About 80 kids were hanging out and enjoying the sunshine at the Cunningham Park program. But adults were also taking their activities outside. We caught up with everyone there to see how they were spending their day today and what they thought or think of summer.
I usually take the opportunity to read, which I like to do a lot during the summer, especially on a nice summer day. I'm outside instead of inside.
Oh, we're just enjoying it here at the park. We came down to check out the park program. We heard the police were going to be here, so we wanted to see how it was going.
Well, we're down here trying to make the field look great for the 9-10 district tournament.
It's a great place for us to play games and make crafts and just have a good time.
It's supposed to be like in the upper 90s and it's extremely humid, so I'm sure like the whole pool is going to be covered.
The next couple of days are going to be scorchers.
Oh, it's very, very nice. It's very enjoyable. It's very relaxing for us. A big difference from our days at work.
But today's perfect. It's just the right type of temperature, no, very little breeze, so it's a nice day to be outside.
I just love heat. Like, I hate being cold. I love being around people, being able to go outside. Like, the sun is just my favorite.
And although the high temps can be enjoyable, the combination of heat and humidity mean you should take extra precautions when spending time outside. Make sure to wear lightweight and loose-fitting clothing and drink a lot of water. It's also important to know the signs of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. In addition, the National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory, which is in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. And it's probably safe to say there will be an advisory in effect on Thursday as well. We'll tell you why. But first, with temperatures soaring outside, what is your home feeling like inside? If it's hot, make sure to stay in shaded areas or air-conditioned environments. News 13 stopped by Grand Central in Hazleton, where about 300 air conditioners are currently in stock and ready to help you take on the heat. We spoke with the general manager, who says keeping cool when temperatures reach record highs will, of course, keep you comfortable.
I mean, air conditioning with the home, especially with dogs, children, things like that, they sleep better. Everybody loves, if they're too hot when you sleep, you can't sleep, you're tossing and turning. So it's always great to have an air conditioner for when you're sleeping. Also with elderly people, to help keep their, their temperature down, everything like that, just more comfortable. But it is the start of the heat wave, first day of summer, first day of 90 degrees. So we're doing good already.
And it's important to remember, keeping cool isn't just about feeling comfortable. Dangerously high temperatures can result in heat-related illnesses, anything from heat cramps to heat stroke. And if you do not have an air conditioner, there are other ways to keep yourself cool, like closing your blinds during the day, opening your windows at night, and don't forget, there's always a fan. And those are definitely some helpful tips to take advantage of today. Check out the temperatures in downtown Hazleton earlier. 95, even 96 degrees. All I have to say to that is wow. Let's take a look at your forecast over the next 24 hours to see if this heat wave plans on sticking around. So we're going to start first with tonight. 66 will be our low. It'll be mostly clear skies, very calm wind, so it's going to be a mild evening ahead. Now to your 4-day outlook, where we're going to see over the next 24 hours that heat is going to come back. Tomorrow, we could see 90s again in some parts of our area. Friday, there is a chance of a thunderstorm, partly sunny. It'll be 82. We're going to cool off. For your Saturday, mostly sunny skies, 76. Some parts of our viewing area are going to be into the 80s. And then on Sunday, we see a slight chance of showers, but the sun remains and temps in the 70s will be coming our way. Lazy Dog Salon bringing you the forecast tonight. North Broad Street, West Hazleton. Call 459-0310. And I sure hope you didn't forget about your furry friends on this hot, hot day. Make sure you keep them very hydrated and bring them indoors. Also, Valley High Drive in Route 93 West Hazleton. I'm sure that place was packed today with all the people cooling off with some great ice cream. If you haven't done so yet, take a trip to Valley High tonight. And coming up on News 13, lots of baseball action and much more with Freddie B. We have an update on Hazleton's own Russ Kanzler. And later, have you taken your furry friend for some updated shots? If not, we'll tell you how to do so and at a great price, too. Stay with us. Finally, on this hot Wednesday afternoon, summertime is prime time for rabies. The potentially fatal rabies virus often spreads fast during warmer months, and local healthcare officials for both humans and animals say prevention is the key to protection. Rabies is a virus that is transferred from an infected animal to a person through the saliva, most commonly spread by a bite. For pet owners, the key is vaccination, and the friendly folks at the Hazleton Animal Shelter are offering the shots at a rabies clinic for a very affordable price.
It's only $12 a shot for dogs or cats.
Why have a rabies clinic in the summertime?
In the summertime, animals are more prone to being outside, especially with hunting dogs. They're more prone to coming in contact with ticks or other animals that may possibly be rabid.
Again, the shots are just $12, and that's a whole lot cheaper than anywhere else. The clinic will take place again this Saturday, June 23rd from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. The shelter asks that cats be escorted in a carrier and dogs on a leash or muzzled if need be. Now, the address for the shelter is 101 North Poplar Street in the city. That will do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. You can catch this newscast again with a rebroadcast throughout tonight, or simply go to News 13's website, ssptv.com. That's where you're going to find everything Greater Hazleton and beyond. It's all just a click away. On behalf of your News 13 team, be safe. We'll see you back here for another hot day on Thursday. Good night.